Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. My name is Cristina Revalo. I'm a sugar paste modeling artist, a teacher, a coach for cake artists, Cake Friends Day creative community manager, award winning cake decorator, and representative of international cake competitions. I'm so happy to have you here. If you are a cake artist, a cake enthusiast, or a baker who is seeking some help, in anything related to your time management, social media management, setting your goals for yourself or your business, your mindset towards your business, or even a few hints of how to be part of the international cake community, cake collaboration, and cake competitions, you are in the right place. So, welcome to today's episode. Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to another episode of the Art K Coach podcast. Christina here. I'm so happy to have you here. Big shout out to everyone who sent me their feedbacks and their lovely comments about last week's episode, the mindset towards your mindset as a cake artist, or having a clear mindset as a cake artist. I didn't know when I was doing the episode that it was going to have so much feedback. So thank you so much for that. And there's a new month starting this week. Is We're starting October, Halloween. First of all, October, I cannot believe this year has passed so quickly. Most of my cake friends and cake artists and the cake community are preparing, like me, we are preparing for Cake International. We're preparing our pieces and our demos, and it's as scary as scary as the witches can be in Halloween. And but I wanted to dedicate this month to something. Even I love Halloween. Parenthesis, I do love Halloween. It is one of my favorites. Halloween and Christmas have to be one of my favorites. So this end of the year is my favorite part for sure. But I wanted to dedicate this month of the Art K Coach podcast to something that I believe is as scary as Halloween and witches and ghosts for many of us, especially for many of us as cake artists. And I'm talking about social media. Yeah, social media can be scary. Let's just recap a little bit. I'm 47 years old. Try to remember, and some of you might be my age or a little bit younger or older, but I'm sure you do remember your life before social media. Your life before everything has to be recorded and shared and pictured and comment, and we had to live our lives like a constant reality show, not only our personal lives but our business life. So everything that we do have to be on social media. We have to be in every single platform. We have to do everything at the same time: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, webs. I mean, you name it, you have to be there. Otherwise you feel like you're losing, you're missing out, you're not being seen. And this can be daunting, can be scary, can be overwhelmed. And the only thing that, for me, I'm talking for me, and I'm sure you can resonate with everything that I'm saying. For me, it has been a roller coaster. It has been an overwhelming experience. I miss the time where our lives do not revolved around social media. Funny enough, I preach that social media is good for a business, which I think it is, but it has to be a middle term. It has to be a halfway between what is work, what is personal, how much of our time we should spend on social media, how much stress should we have about it, and how much we invest on social media as business owners. Personally, as a personal, my personal profile, my personal thing, I keep having social media because I have a lot of family abroad, and is a way to show, to keep communicating, the communication going on, and to show the pictures of the girls growing up, and to have that contact. But that's it. I don't post many of my personal stuff online. I For me, online work, for me, so I'm sorry, social media is work. It's showcasing what I do is all of this, that the Cake Friends Stay Creative, the Art Cake Experience, my tutorials, my classes, YouTube videos, the podcast, everything is on social media, but all of that is work. It's not my personal life. And I really try to keep it separate because it's a very thin red line to cross. And many times when I'm posting, I'm like, should I, shouldn't I? Is this too personal? Is this not too personal? Even personal opinions, because we all do have our personal opinions, but I tend not to share them on social media for many reasons. We're not going to get into that today, because today what I want to talk to you about, and this whole month is going to be about social media. Probably is going to take us longer than 1 month, but it's going to be about social media. And I'm going to have a guest speaker here in the Arcade Coach podcast. We're going to have the amazing and the sweetest Anna Stashkina, not only because she is the queen of wafer paper and you can learn a lot from her if you're into wafer paper, but because she has so well put together her online business, and her social media is working so well that I want her to share a lot of the knowledge, because I know most of the things that most of her social media is managed by herself. So you can really learn from her. We can all really learn from her. So this month, like I said, is going to be dedicated to social media in many ways, many aspects. I want to talk to you about different things, like, first of all, how to be on social media without feeling overwhelmed. That is my main goal. That is actually one of the goals of the Arcade Coach, helping my fellow cake artists with their social media posting, especially organize a calendar or organize a way, manage a way that is less stressful and driven towards a goal. So everything that you do has a purpose and a reason. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the behavior of the consumer, the people who buy from you on social media. I'm going to be sharing with you this month posting ideas. We're going to talk a little bit about um, really having a very clear about me page or profile page where people can really find the useful information they need to contact you. Because at the end of the day, social media has become the window of our work. Instead of having a physical store with a beautiful window where we can display our work, we have our computers and we have our phones and we have social media where we can display our work. So having that clear about me page is very important in order for your customers to know where to find you, how to find you, and what are you selling. We're going to talk about social media marketing and planning. And at the end of the day, we're going to ask ourselves, do we really need to be in every single social media platform? So all of this month is going to be dedicated to that, and of course to the stress and the overwhelming feeling of I have to do everything by myself, because I know most of us cake artists and cake decorators, we work either, if you are invested in your business and you have like a bakery or an atelier or something physically open, it consumes most of your time. So you'll probably have to find somebody to help you with your social media. But if you're no, I'm not going to say struggling, if you're starting your business, if you're starting to grow your business with clients and of course earnings, you're probably not going to have money to afford paying somebody else to do it. So you're going to have to do it yourself. And if you are like me, somebody who works from home, I have my studio at home and I work mainly on social media. So I manage everything that I do. Parenthesis, also because I'm a little bit of a control freak. But let's not get into that. I do I do manage most of my social media, and most no, I do manage all my social media, and it can be scary, it can be daunting, it can be tiring, especially. So I want to talk about that stress as well. So we're going to be talking a lot about social media this month, and we're going to have this amazing guest, Anastashkina. But let's start with today's episode. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about something that is on my mind, has been on my mind for a long time. That is why we are on social media. So we're going to talk about the followers, the likes, the fame, the influencer, and all of that. And because one of the goals of the Art Cake Coach podcast is to keep our community informed, I am so happy to introduce a new partner, D Licious Magazine. D Licious Magazine is the must have international cake, cookie, and sugar art magazine for both hobby bakers and professional cake artists. You will find interviews, detailed tutorials, competitions, equipment recommendations, and international collaborations all packed in this magazine that is supported with the biggest names in the industry and is honored to be the headline digital sponsor of Cakestar competition. Of course, is also one of our own partners. Well, you will find all the information about the Art Cake Coach podcast in this magazine. And this year, Delicious Magazine is introducing the Delicious Magazine Awards, the DMA, that launches this year, 2022, and is sponsored by Avalon Cake School of Sugar Art. The nominations are open. You can nominate yourself, you can nominate your friends. The awards are completely free, and artists and creators can nominate themselves or others. To commemorate, the winners of each category will receive a beautiful trophy and a certificate to display their prestigious titles. Also, you can have the chance to enter the Cake of the Year category, which carry an additional prize package including a 1-year premium membership to Avalon Cake School and 1-year subscription to Delicious Magazine, as well as $100 gift certificate to cake and cookie planners. So, what are you waiting for? Be part of this experience. Get out of your comfort zone and be part of this award. Nominate yourself, nominate your friends, or put your creation out there. Thank you so much, Delicious Magazine, for being one of the partners of the Art Cake Coach podcast. So, funny enough, one day my daughter, my youngest daughter, she just turned 11. She's really into, she just got her phone, so she really wants to get into social media. I I do not let her be in many social media platforms. Actually, she only has, I think it's WhatsApp to communicate with her friends and to chat. That's it. I think I honestly truly believe, if you disagree with me, it's fine, but I truly believe it's too young to be on social media. Social media can be hard even for adults. So for kids, 11 years old, no, too much. Sorry, just grabbing a little bit of water. Um, so she said the other day to me, Mom, are you a YouTuber or an influencer? I think you're an influencer. And I look at her, I was like, what are you talking about? And so because she said, but you do have a YouTube channel. So you are a YouTuber. So, well, theoretically, yeah. And you do have an Instagram page and an Instagram profile, and you're on Instagram, and you do lives on Facebook. So you have Cake Friends Stay Creative with a lot of people, and you have your groups and your followers. So you must be an influencer. Well, theoretically, sure. But it was like, what? No, 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 no. That was not my intention. My intention was never to be a YouTuber or an influencer. Not that I have anything against YouTuber and influencers. I mean, it's another way of earning their lives, but my earning their living, not their lives, their living. But for me, social media has always been, like I said before, a window. It's like, no, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a cake artist who has tutorials on YouTube. And I am not an influencer. I am a cake artist who uses social media platforms to showcase their work. But in theory, that's what we are if you are on social media. And I was like, no, wait a minute. So I started thinking about the mind, the mentality of having X amount of followers, or having fame on social media, or having so many likes in a post. And this happened a while ago. And from that was the beginning of developing one of the classes that I have on my online school. that is the social media calendar planner. And one of the things that we work on the Art Cake Coach group on Facebook when we talk about social media was the reason why you are on social media. And that is crucial because when you really think, am I there to be an influencer? Am I there to be a YouTuber? Or am I there to be a cake artist who has tutorials on YouTube? What is it that I am? What is it that I really want from the audience that is watching the tutorials or the videos or whatever I have on YouTube? So, one of the first questions that we really need to ask ourselves when thinking of social media, and that is what we're going to talk today about. That's it, because I don't want to get too deep in too many topics about social media. We have the whole month for that. But today we're going to talk about why we are on social media. So ask yourself this question: what do I want to achieve with my social media? Do I want to sell products? Do I want to showcase my products? Do I want to have more followers so they later turn into customers? Do I want to become famous? Do I want people to talk about me? Why is that? Because when you plan your social media posting, whatever you're going to say on social media, and I always said this on my courses, is if you're going to be an influencer, you can talk about anything, not just cakes. You can talk about cakes, but you can talk about yourself in the grocery store and maybe have a partnership with the grocery store and be sponsored by the grocery store. You're going to showcase yourself baking the cake, buying the things for the cake, delivering the cake to the, I mean, all of that is part of the influencer, because the influencers wants to show the whole process, their whole life around their business. So great, do it. Now if you're there for your customers to know where to find you, all your posts should be dedicated, should be let's say organized in a way that you're always leading your customers to your place of selling, if it's a bakery, whatever it is. So I imagine you put a picture of the latest cake you made. This is the latest cake with the best ingredients, and you can find it here. That's it. You don't need to showcase yourself. You need to showcase your product because you're there for your product. So, one of the first things that I want you to take away from this episode is sit down, have a piece of paper, and write down, what do I want from my social media? What is my goal with my social media? And you can answer these questions. Is it to become famous? Is it to have more followers? Is it to be an influencer? Is it to sell my product? Is it to showcase what I do? Is it to get people to know me, or having, like I said, having more followers to later become, that they can later become my clients? What is it that you want to have as a cake artist with your social media? Because if you have that clear, when you're going to post, is going to be way easier. We're going to keep talking about that in the following episodes, but today is just about, why are you on social media? What is your purpose on social media? Now, of course, we have to think about what everybody thinks, right? The elephant in the rooms. I want more followers. I want more likes. Because you see other people's accounts, reels, whatever, and you say, oh, that everybody knows who they are. They're famous. And you get that thing inside of you like, yeah, I want to be that. I want to be that. Is that it? Just go for it, but really think, because I mean, it's going to take a lot of work. You're going to have to put a lot of yourself into that. And again, are you a cake artist who uses social media for showcasing their work, or are you an influencer? What are you? Whatever is valid, just ask yourself that question. And the other thing that comes when we think about that question is the stress that so many of us, um, I have to say, honestly, not me, but so many of my cake artist friends, and I can see in their posting and in their social media, the feeling of, I don't have enough followers, or even when they look at you is like, I had a student I was teaching them um, the social media posting, the calendar, the organization of your posting on social media. And I do not have many followers on social media compared to others. I don't. And it's like, how are you teaching that if you don't have that many followers? It's like, because my reason for being on social media is not to have many followers, is to have a community that I can attend to, that I can really communicate to. And I'm thankful and grateful for each one of them. If it's 100, if it is 1,000, it's good. I do not pay for followers. I do not get people into scams to follow me. No, if you're following my account is because you know that I exist and you want to know what I do. And that's fine, because for me it's like inviting people in your house. You're not going to invite the whole neighborhood. You can invite your friends. You're going to invite the people who have things in common with you. You're going to invite the people who wants to share with you. So for me social media is the same. It's not about the followers and the likes. If I have one like, or if I have 30 likes, or if I have 100 likes, it's great, because the measurement of my result is not that. The measurement of my result, and we're going to get into that in a second, you do have to measure your results. That is why the first question is so important to answer. Why are you on social media? Because if you know what you're doing on social media, you can then go to the next step, is this is the result that I want. How do I measure that result? So for me, the result is people is interacting. For me is the interaction. When I have a person answer a comment, or commenting on a picture, or sending me a private message to know more about how can I help them, that for me is the result that I want. I don't want 2 million followers that I cannot talk to them, because that's not my goal. My goal is not to be an influencer. My goal is to help people. I can help 1,000 or something. I don't even remember how many followers I do have. For example, on Instagram, I think it's around 1,600. I do hope to get to 2,000 in by December. Let's see if it happens. If it's not, it's fine. It's not my goal to do that. My goal is to have a communication with my community, and that is great. That is great. So if you know why you are on social media, you're going to know why, or you're going to know what success means to you. If you have those two things clear, why am I on social media, and what success means to me, believe me, the stress of having to be every single day posting on social media and not knowing what to post is going to go down a lot, because your posting is going to be more conscious towards your goal, and your posting is going to be more conscious towards your outcome. What is the outcome that you want? So it's going to be way easier. Even thinking about a post or taking the picture, everything is going, the narrative of what you're going to say in the post, everything is going to be easier. So, two things to take out from this episode. Why am I on social media? Answer yourself that question. Sit down and think about that. And second, what success on social media means to you. You can measure success in many ways. You can measure it by the amount of followers. You can measure it by the reactions on your post. You can measure it by the reach of your post. You can measure it if you're referring people from your social media to your web. You can measure it by the traffic that you get from your social media to your product or to your web. You can examine it, how many people click on a post, or shares, or comments, or likes on a post. So, all of this are valid ways of measuring your success. But please determine first, what or why am I on social media? Why? Why? What am I doing there? And what is the result that I want? Do I want to become another influencer and just be aware of how many followers and how many likes I have? Good, go for it. But remember, you are a cake artist. If you're listening to this, you are a cake artist. First and foremost, you bake cakes, you make beautiful sweets and treats, and social media is a window for your product. At the end of the day, you want to sell your product. So, Think about it. And then I found something else on internet that I found really interesting, because I said, well, this can resonate with my community. This can resonate with many of us, especially the ones that believe that being an influencer is important, because we think of influencers and we think of, I don't know, the Kardashians, probably, that have, I don't know how many million followers, people who is well known all around the world. But an influencer at the end of the day influences, changes, or shapes the market, shapes the mind of the consumer, leads the consumer into a certain path in order to buy a product or whatever. So you can be a huge influencer like the Kardashians. I don't know if anybody wants to, in the cake world, wants to be that, but if you want to, go for it. But you can also be a nana influencer. And I love when I found this expression, because you have mega influencers. They have around 1 to 5 million followers. You have the macro influencers. We're talking about 500,000 followers. The mid influencer, between 60 and between 60,000 and 500,000 followers. You have the micro influencer, which is between 10,000 and 50,000 followers. But then you have the nano influencer. And I love this one, because we can be that. We can be a nano influencer that is between 1,000 and 10,000 followers. Now, what is the importance of a nano influencer? Like I said before, if you have a direct communication with your community, with your followers, and they're there for you, and you keep that communication going, the message that you send is really going to get across. Really, really going to get across, because you're really taking care of that 1,000 to 10,000 people, really talking to them. You're really being there for them. It's not an AI answering, it's not an artificial intelligence or a repeated message answering back. However, I do have an auto message on my Instagram, but it's just to inform people what I do. It is you. At the end of the day, it is you behind that phone or that computer talking back to them. And believe me, because I have seen it in the groups and I have seen it on my social media, it can really make a difference. You get beautiful messages from beautiful people telling them how much you have helped them, how much you have um, give them guidance to go in the direction that they wanted to go, get into, I don't know, cake competitions, cake collaborations, helping them be creative. So all of that is happening because I am really taking care of that community. I'm really communicating with that community. So you can be a nano influencer as well and really, really be there. But very important also on social media. Social media is to be social, is not a one-way thing. It's not posting and posting and posting and hoping that people find you and talk about your post. Social media is about a conversation. So if somebody answers, if somebody likes your post, go to their page, like one post. If somebody writes to you on a publication, answer back. Just an emoji, but something that make people understand that you're there on the other side. If people ask you for something, answering back. Even if you can't have a conversation at the moment, just say, thank you for writing. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But that keeps the conversation going and keeps your social media growing and keeps you there. Social, seen, everybody knowing what you do. So those are my tips for today. I cannot wait for the episode with Anna Stashkina. She is going to be sharing with us a lot of her knowledge about how she manages all her social media marketing. She has a great she manages so well everything that has to do with email marketing and newsletters, and keeping her community informed is really, really good. So I cannot wait to have her here next week. She's going to be here with us. Meanwhile, if you are stressed about social media, let's just start this month by trying to get the stress down and be less scared of social media on this Halloween month. And think about these two things of today's episode. Why am I on social media? and what is the outcome that I want from my social media posting. And with that, I leave you. Today is not going to be a long episode today. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for this month. It's going to be great, all about social media for my cake artists and for my cake community. And I will leave you as I always leave you, my sweet friends. Stay safe and stay creative. Just before we go, I just finished the episode, but just before we go, I want to share with you a few things. I want to give a big shout out to my dear friend Vladimir and Radoslava at the Cake Decorator magazine, because they did a very beautiful interview of me and of this podcast, and I would love to just send them love, give them a shout out. They are really there for the cake collaboration industry. They're big supporters of cake collaborations, and they actually have been the curator of many of the cake collaborations I've been in, and they're very sweet. They're my sweet friends, and thank you so much. Sending love to you. Thank you for that beautiful interview. Also, a big shout out to the Great Cake Decorator magazine. I think I'm saying it correctly. Let me just check on my notes, because I'm actually not sure if I'm saying this correctly. This is a last minute shout out that I'm just doing today very quickly for my community. The Great Cake uh, magazine. I think that's it. Thank you so much to Tasnuta Allen for being also supportive of the cake collaboration world, and having not only mine but many of our cake pieces in there. I'm also absolutely over the moon happy that one of my cake collaboration pieces for a tall tale cake collaboration that I'm going to leave a lot of links today in this episode, that it showcased, it was to celebrate the work of the amazing artist Caroline McFarlane Watts of the Tall Tale Productions. She creates these beautiful, gorgeous characters that I'm in love with, and we made a cake collaboration creating her amazing characters on cake and sugar paste. And I share my piece with a frog that came from an illustration from her, and I share the piece on my social media, and she answered me back, and I'm really really happy about that. So people, if you do anything inspired on another artist, tag them, because you have no idea how rewarding it is to have them answer you back and praise your work, because they do feel honored. They do feel honored that you do that, and it's a way to recognize the original talent. So also I wanted to leave you with that note. And I have to say, my sweet friends, it's been an amazing week. I had a great news. I've been featured in 4 magazines this month. The Arcade Coach has been featured in 2 magazines. I had an interview. I will be on Cake International at the Saracino stand giving a live demo. That will be on November 4 and November 6 at Cake International in Neck, Birmingham. And we will be in stand F43 with amazing cake artists all weekend long, given free demonstration using the Saracino product. I'm so honored. I just keep staring at the picture of everybody together, and seeing my face in there with people that I admire, people that have been my cake idols for so long, people that I can call my friends. Today it's just a way of recognizing, first, that hard work pays off, and second, believe it, guys, believe it and work for it. Knock on that door. You never know what could happen. You never know what could be in the other side. So I'm really happy about that, and I wanted to share it with you. And I have to say something. I just finished my interview with Anna Stoshkina for next week. You have no idea what's coming up. It's going to be, I think, one of the best episodes yet. So stay tuned next Tuesday. My interview with Anna Stoshkina. It is not an interview, it is a masterclass on business. for cake artist. It's amazing. You have to listen to it. Anna give us a lot of information. She doesn't hold back. She gave us anything that I asked for and more. And she's a sweetheart. So don't forget to listen, not watch. Maybe one day you watch me, but to listen to this episode next week with Anna Shtashkina. So this is a few in notes and information for you guys before we go. And now I'm leaving. Now I'm leaving because actually I have to go. Thank you so much, my friends. And as always, stay safe, stay creative, sending love to everybody. Thank you.